City 1, Wolves 0 at the Etihad Stadium. Frustrating game. A lunchtime kick-off. You can see the weather isn't great either. I'm alongside Matt and Finn. Boys, we'll start for you, Matt. Tell me, let's talk about the game overall.
I felt like for 45 minutes we were in the game, but not really affecting it. But I thought if you get to 60 minutes with 11 men, we've got a chance of nicking something similar to what we did here a couple of seasons ago. But the Jimenez sending off, it completely changes the game. I think it's a soft decision, but I also think it's quite naive from Raul. You know, the ref's handing out cards like it's Christmas, and you just knew, didn't you? You just knew that it was going to get sent off. And that, what else can you expect after you get down to 10 men? Traore, wasn't holding the ball up front. What can you expect? I think that 1-0 does flatter City though, because we restricted them to not many chances at all, which is the most frustrating thing about it.
Yeah, I mean, it was almost a carbon copy of the Liverpool game in some senses. I mean, the Wolves switch formation, playing a 5-3-2. We saw Adama and Jimenez for around 45 minutes up front with Martinez, Neves and Dendoncker, and then the same back five and goalkeeper that we've seen all this time. But yeah, we held them quite well, didn't we, Finn? I mean, you are Raul Jimenez's biggest fan. Was it a red card for you?
I just noticed we stood next to a burrito stand as well. That's quite fitting. First one isn't a yellow, second one is, but the second one never comes without the third. Chicken and egg, isn't it, really? But I think with the yellow, the City players, if you notice, they all went like, that's the same spot where you book someone for Adama. But it's not, the referee's been forced into that. We had 11 players back, they had none when they booked Adama. It's not a yellow.
I think one of the things is, for me last week, Bruno was moaning about these transitional fouls because it was happening a lot to Adama,
so many.
where they weren't getting booked. And it's sort of one of those where, can we moan about it? Is it double standards if Raul does
it's not transitional. We've got everyone back.
Yeah, but no. The first one when he pulls him back, for me, I think it's
but it's fucking daft, isn't it? It's like you don't need to make that foul.
The second one's daft. When you're on a booking, you just step away.
But even first, we don't need to make that. We've got another 10 men behind the ball. It doesn't need to happen. But you know, Raul's got that in him. You've seen it in the game against Burnley. He's got a tendency he can switch.
And unfortunately today, sometimes.
you want that in a player, but obviously when it's contained, you want controlled aggression. Whereas today,
it's like Sace when he was getting booed for about 5 minutes. I thought that's powering him up. That is, you're only making him stronger. So.
Yeah, I think, but I think, like you say, we restricted them quite well. I think unfortunately John Moss at times, I think the City fans, the only ever time you heard them was then the referee made a controversial decision. I think they started to get on his back a little bit, and I felt like he almost had to even things up a little bit. But the second half, again held them really well. Penalty, we've sort of seen the replays, and I've had people message me, Matt, it's not a penalty.
I can see from fucking 4,000 foot up in the air and in your way in, but it's not a penalty. As soon as he give it, and I went to you, he ain't giving that, mate. It's his armpit. And we've seen the replays.
Second player reaction.
For me, that's a clear and obvious error. It's obviously not on the arm, but you're not going to get decisions at places like City. No. And like, that's what's the most frustrating thing, because I don't think they got that penalty. They wouldn't have scored, because the way we defended, again, similar to against Liverpool. Obviously they scored in the last minute. We defended unbelievably. And you know what? Shout out to Aït-Nouri again today, because he was fantastic. He was absolutely fantastic, and there's definitely a player in there. And I know there's links to Palace and Newcastle, but
mate, that performance. You know when people put up on YouTube like the game that made Guardiola by Aït-Nouri. That's what I'm worried that was.
Kilman as well.
But they need left back, don't they? Because
exactly. So I was slightly worried. I was like, when he did cancel at the end, I thought, all right, let's calm this down a bit.
One thing Finn made me aware of earlier, Matt, I don't know if anyone's listened to the Talking Wolves podcast, but I listened to it from last week. We had a discussion about a front three without Raul. You said a fluid front three for Dent, Hwang and Adama, and on Wednesday I think you're gonna get your wish, aren't you?
I think so. And if Silva doesn't start on Wednesday, I think that's quite telling as to where he's going in January. Because if he doesn't trust him. So we'll see. But it's not even a sucker punch line. I'm just pissed off. It's poor refereeing decisions, poor decisions from VAR, and it's just a head rush from Jimenez. And Jimenez on that pitch for me is as important as Cody and Neves in terms of a leader. And today, I don't think he showed those qualities.
I would say though, once again, Wolves have not done enough to win the game.
Oh, absolutely not.
And the formation at the start, Bruno went here to not lose rather than win, unfortunately.
I don't mind that away from him.
I get City. I mean, I'm not expecting us to go, defensive line on the halfway line, but I know the comments will be flooded with people saying it was rubbish and we didn't deserve to win the game. We defended well, we deserved a point. At the end of the day, other than a penalty shout, which was so controversial, I think it would have finished 0-0 here.
They wouldn't have scored today if they didn't have the penalty.
No,
it's all if it's a maybe, isn't it?
And Liverpool and Man City, a last minute winner and a dodgy penalty. I mean, But one positive, just so I don't want to end it on a negative.
Go on.
If you look at the goal difference in this league, it's because the top three are smashing everyone. At least we've limited them both to 0-0.
Defensive record once again.
1-0.
Yeah.
I think we set up in the right way. I would have packed the midfield out, and you know, in the first half, it was working with Adama. He was, you know, getting fouls left, front, and centre. Which, you know, you get your players at the pitch, consolidate, and as soon as Jimenez went off, it was a different story.
Yeah, well, guys, let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below. We're going to end it there. Outside the Etihad, as you can see, we're getting very wet.
Typical Manchester River, mate.
Be sure to hit the like button down below, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and we'll be back for the pre-Brighton content. We'll see you then.